So last episode, we connected cheerleading to student free speech. To recap, we told the story of Brandy Levy, a cheerleader from Pennsylvania who was suspended from her cheerleading team when she posted a Snapchat that said F school, F softball, F cheer, F everything. Brandy and her family sued the school district for violating her First Amendment right to free speech. Remember that groovy concept that was invented by the ancient Greeks? Her case went all the way to the Supreme Court, and now the court's decision has the potential to drastically limit students' right to free speech. If the court agrees with the school's argument that they had the right to punish Brandy because she was talking about a school activity, even though it was outside of school and on her personal social media account, then student speech would be held to the same standard whether the student was inside or outside the school. That means schools could punish students for any speech that might disrupt the educational process. Their right to speak freely is at stake. And unfortunately, student speech is not the only form of expression at risk these days. In the last year, states across the country have proposed anti-protest bills as a direct response to protests led by Black and Indigenous communities. Here's an update on anti-protest legislation and what you can do to protect your right to protest.
In the last year, we've seen more than 100 anti-protest bills proposed by state legislators around the country. That includes more than half of the states. For example, in Ohio, a bill that is still moving, HB 109, seeks to miscast protesters as terrorists. And in Arizona, HB 2309 would, quote, make protesters think twice before going out onto the streets. These bills and others like them are deeply anti-democratic. They try to stop us from exercising one of our fundamental rights, the right to speak out and to join together with others who share our views and want to see the government making different policy. In particular, a lot of these bills were introduced and pushed forward by legislators who were responding in very negative ways to the various anti-racist protests over the last year. And yet, rather than respond to the protests by listening to people's demands, they tried to stifle voices, and they're still trying. If you want to respond to this and want to put a stop to it, exercise, first of all, your right to protest. Remember that even though these bills are being proposed, and in a few places passed, you can go out onto the street, you can protest and make your voice heard, and exercise your voice. And exercise it not only in the streets, but also directly to your legislators. Keep track of what bills are being proposed in your particular state legislature. And some of these bills might have to do with your particular town, so keep an eye on those too. Know which legislators are introducing them and reach out to your legislators if you want to make your voice heard and your opposition known.
Subscribe to our channel and follow along as we continue with our Let's Connect series, connecting you with interesting history, current events, and the civil rights and civil liberties issues our nation is facing right now.